All right. Well, I was asked to make an introduction video about myself. Let's see how this goes. My name is Jeremy Ryan Castellanos, or if you're Hispanic, you can say it Castellanos. It's Mexican last name, in case you were wondering. I grew up in Portage, Indiana, which is not far from Chicago, about 45 minutes. If you drive 5 minutes north of where my house was growing up, you can actually go to the beach and see Chicago from there. You can actually point out what was then Sears Tower and is now Willis Tower. I've also lived in Kentucky, and for the last 8 years, I've been a resident of Illinois. However, 5 of those 8 years, I've actually been here in St. Louis as a student at Urshan College, which leads me to my next point. I'm currently in the MDiv program at UGST after having received my bachelor's through St. Louis Christian College and Urshan College, doing a co-op program through them. So this is my second semester of being a student there. What ministries am I involved in? Currently, none. But I've been heavily involved in Arnold, the church in Arnold, where I was involved in music and in preaching and in Sunday school and in pretty much anything else they would need, youth, picking people up, just being a general help. Back home, I was involved in all of those things and more, including cleaning the church and outreach and things of those natures. What is my favorite book of the Bible? I would say that's a difficult one to answer because each of them have spoke to me at different times, particularly from the New Testament. And to pin it down into one book is kind of a difficult task. But if I had to pick one, at least one that's popular in my mind right now to me, is the book of Hebrews. Now, even though we don't know who wrote it, we seem to be able to identify with the writer very well because he writes to a church that's suffering through persecution and wondering what it means to be a Christian in light of leaving the synagogue, for instance. And so the message of hope that the writer of Hebrews leaves for us is something that has always resonated with me, something I've always enjoyed. Just the tenor, the fact that it was written much like a sermon, if not it was a sermon, is something that makes it easier for somebody like myself to really grasp and enjoy. Something interesting about myself, assuming that many of the online students have probably never met me. I don't know. I can walk on my hands. I've been an Urshan College student for 4 years. I've lived in almost every state in the Midwest, it seems like. I've been to several states. I'm slowly tacking that number down. And I guess that's about it. If there's anything else, I'm probably missing it. So that's it for now.